Oh, hey, good evening, everybody. I am hoping I'm going to take off my do not disturb in case, for any reason, Peter needs to text me a tech feedback. Fingers crossed, no one else will try to text me. So, I have resorted this evening of just going back to the MacBook Pro for tonight for live. But there are some changes afoot, and I'm kind of excited about what's coming. So let's just put a little music on while we wait. Just a minute or two. Is the mic working? Yeah, okay. No. And now I know we're good. Okay. So tonight's class, think of it like a half moon cookie with the dark and the light, or a yin yang, but I like the cookie idea a little bit better. We're going to be kind of doing two different types of work, but I think they complement each other very, very well. The first part of the class, we're going to really work on building what some people call the eighth energy center. You know, our seven main chakras up through the body that sort of move energy from the base of the spine, that root chakra, all the way up to the crown. And so what the eighth chakra is really your aura. I always think of it as sort of like the beautiful lotus flower, the thousand petals, or like fire. Actually, I always think of fireworks, like bam, but that it's the space around you. It's your aura. It's that electromagnetic space that belongs to you. It's the space in which scientific instruments can pick up the electromagnetic signal of your heart, so this isn't just like woo-woo. This is a physical reality that these practices will teach you how to adjust to your benefit. So one of the reasons I wanted to do that first is to kind of literally get ourselves into a good space where we feel very secure, because the nice thing about working with that eighth energy center, that auric body, is that you become more sensitive to the world around you in a good way. Sensitive in the sense that you pick up on things a little bit more before they get all the way to you. It's kind of like somebody with good reactions that can see something coming out of the corner of their eye and catch it. Well, as yogis, we can see certain things happening, out of the corner of our eye and catch it and be able to maybe dodge a little bit to keep ourselves in a healthier, happier place. So regardless of what's going on, good stuff, bad stuff, we can maintain the calmness of neutrality. So we're going to work on that space. We'll be in a good place. And then the second part of class is the Kirya to release inner anger. And I think of anger, don't just think like the dukes up kind of angry, because not everybody feels their angst in that way. It might feel like resentment. It might feel like fear, because anger really is fear on some level, but it's the uncomfortable that, as friendly, nice human beings, we tend to push it down, especially when it comes to family, because we can pick our friends, we can't pick our family, right? So there may be dynamics that you've gotten used to over the last 30, 40, 50, 60 years, but that still, you can feel, oh, they're doing it again. It's that thing. And then we've been doing this. So what we're going to do is the Kirya is a lot of interesting movements. You're also going to be using your voice tonight. And that's important, because as we work up to those energy centers, if you're not willing to speak up, things are going to sort of get stuck at this level. So We're going to do the Kriya for releasing inner anger, and then we're going to take a very nice 11-minute Savasana tonight. That's the recommendation on how to close out that Kriya. So you're going to have a nice lie down. I think the class is probably going to be about an hour and 15 minutes altogether. If you couldn't join me live tonight, there is going to be a replay, obviously. I'll be emailing it out along with, I decided to start photographing my notes. This is how I sort of get ready to teach. And I thought I would share that with you. And I'm just realizing I forgot my stopwatch. So let's get the old iPhone stopwatch up. There we go. Okay. And let's get tuned in. Let's get started. It is Mother's Day, so I'm going to use a couple different pieces of music very specifically tonight. I forgot to talk about that. If you were in my Aqua class this morning, I used this music. The first one is actually kind of like an ode to a queen, to Radha, who is the partner of Krishna. So it's really like a joyous ode to the feminine and to the qualities of the feminine. And so it's a nice song. I think you're going to enjoy it. It's going to get us going. Excuse me. And then I'm also going to be using a song called Bandajaya, which is like it's literally the translation. I'll put it in the description. The translation is quite wonderful because it's, everybody comes from women. The kings come from women. Why would we ever disrespect women? Like we owe them everything. So it's a really nice. I thought it was kind of a good song to be using on Mother's Day. So first things first, we are going to tune in. So sit nice and tall, get balanced over the hips, give the hands a rub. This is our opportunity to start just bringing our attention down out of all that thinking we've been doing today into the sensations of the body. And press the thumbs against your sternum, lift your heart up. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exaggerate the breath. Deep breath in. Make your rib cage wide. Let the belly move out. Fill up. And exhale completely. Deep breath in. Suspend the breath. Focus your inner gaze into the space between your eyebrows, that meditative space. Hold your gaze. Unless I say differently, when eyes are closed, we automatically turn the eyes up and in. Exhale. Deep breath. Suspend the breath. Now squeeze the root lock, pelvic floor, as if you were stopping something in the bathroom. Squeeze up and in. Hold yourself steady. Now exhale completely. Inhale. Squeeze that root lock, and just below your belly button, pull towards the spine. Activate the navel point. Hold that lower torso, that lower triangle, nice and steady. Inner gaze is fixed. Exhale. Deep breath. Squeeze the root lock, pull the navel in, lift your heart into your thumbs and let your shoulder blades drop down. Exhale. 2 more times. Exhale. Deep breath in. Suspend the breath, navel is in, heart is up, gaze is steady into that meditative space. We're going to open our practice 3 times. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. OMG. Om, push it against the roof of your mouth. Feel the skull vibrate. Namo, and when you do the Namo, let your heart vibrate. Guru Dev Namo. I bow to the eternal wisdom. I'm acknowledging that eternal wisdom is within. So we're opening to it. We're looking within for it. So take a nice deep breath in. Namo Gurudev Namo. Namo Gurudev Namo. Namo Gurudev Namo. Now gently hold the root lock and just be still. Just be still. Press the palms together. All right. We are going to be starting with breath of fire. Hands in Gyan Mudra. Sit up nice and tall. Take a nice deep breath in. Close the eyes. Breath of fire. Let's go. Navel point just below the belly button. Each exhale, give it a tug. Pull, pull, pull. Pump the navel. Behind your closed eyes, in meditative space. Doing 3 minutes. Wake up that pranic pump.
Radha Rani ki jai, Maharani ki jai. Radha Rani ki jai, Maharani ki jai. Radha Rani ki jai, Maharani ki jai. Radha Rani ki jai, Maharani.
Keep that navel going. Heart is up, shoulders down.
Jai, jai, jai. Radha Rani ki jai, Maharani ki jai. Radha Rani ki jai, Maharani ki jai.
Halfway there.
Radha Rani ki jai, Maharani.
Now as you're pumping that navel point here on Mother's Day, think about that. We all have that belly button. That reminder that we were once connected. So even if you didn't have like the good mom, at least she got you here. And we're happy to have you. Let's keep going. Keep up. Last minute.
Radha Rani ki jai, Maharani ki jai. Radha Rani ki jai, Maharani ki jai. Radha Rani ki jai, Maharani ki jai.
In this last minute, let's start to visualize the circle around us, that auric field, as if we're sitting in the center of a sphere that's about as wide as we can reach overhead and underneath us. So as you're pumping that navel point, let that prana that you're circulating extend out, like it's sort of like wiping off the windows. Hey, what is this sphere we're in? Let's check it out. Let's pump that navel. Let's breathe into it. This is how we let our radiance out. Last 10 seconds. Take a nice deep breath in. Suspend the breath, squeeze the root lock, lift the heart. Steady that gaze. Exhale gently. Be still a moment. Just notice. This is the yoga of awareness. We want to take the time to bring our awareness into that body, into the experience. What did that Kriya do for you? What's different? Where do you feel this? What's happening? Just be an observer. All right, next up, camel ride. So your hands are just going to go over your ankles. You're going to bring the hips forward, the chest gently up, the head gently up. Then tuck those hips back, go onto your tailbone, glance down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. All right, let's go. Bring your awareness into those hips. We're riding that camel. Let the hips loosen up. Let them roll. Inhale, exhale, big full breathing. Inner gaze is steady. Less than a minute. Do this at a pace that works for you, that feels good to you. But make sure the breath is full. Last 15 seconds. Inhale, extend up. Suspend the breath. Squeeze that root lock, navel in strong. Steady your gaze. Exhale, release. Be still a moment. Okay. Next up, we are going to really now use the power of your imagination. I mean, this is the human superpower. We did not get fangs, we did not get claws, but boy, we can see things in our head. We can see things that don't exist yet, and then we can make that happen. So your imagination is a very, very powerful tool at your disposal. So start to imagine that sphere, that auric field, and you're going to have these beautiful hollow arms that are going to be able to kind of think of them moving your prana into that space. The arms are going to feel nice and light, and you're going to stretch out to the sides of that sphere. Come down, tap the floor gently, up overhead. Just give the hands a quick cross, alternating which one is in front. And we'll start just to feel into that. So it's this double arms overhead, painting our sphere. When we're done, we're going to hold with how we usually do aura charge. Fingertips folded over, and thumbs up, arms out at 60 degrees. So after we do this for 3 minutes, we're going to take the hold, suspend the breath, and really kind of add that last push into that space. Again, use your imagination. It's a beautiful thing to put that into motion. When we're done, we're going to sweep down, and we're going to put our hands on the ground and really visualize the lower part of the sphere that's beneath us, So we want to anchor all that good upper triangle stuff into a nice, steady lower triangle space. So take a nice deep breath in. Here we go. Inhale, exhale. Pump that breath. Third eye gaze. Your arms are very hollow and light. Keep the chest lifted. Third eye gaze. Paint the walls of your sphere. Push the breath out. About halfway there. If you find your shoulders complaining and it's distracting, use the mantra Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, mentally chanting. It'll push you through, it'll carry you. Let the breath carry you through any discomfort. Keep up. Don't forget to feel that sphere in front and behind you. This is a 3-dimensional exercise. 30 more seconds. Chest up, shoulders down. Third eye gaze. Now remember, we're going to be using that aura charge hands. Take a nice deep breath in. Fingers over to the mounds, thumbs up, suspend your breath. Root lock is very strong. Stiffen the arms. Focus the gaze. Feel that arch from thumb tip to thumb tip. Exhale. Relax the arms slowly down. Fingertips to the floor. Anchor into the floor. Feel the sphere below you in all directions. Goes right down into the earth as much as it goes over your head. So balance out all that overhead arm waving. Feel your rootedness. Good. Tuck your chin inward and upward and let the head fall. Left ear, left shoulder. Right ear, right shoulder. Let's do some neck rolls now. We're going to inhale as the head goes back. Exhale as it goes forward. Open the mouth slightly. Let the jaw release. Now, if you know you have any problems with your neck, simply do a gentle shoulder to shoulder. Don't go all the way back. Inhale when it goes back. Exhale when it goes forward. Other direction, please. And one time around in your original direction. Bring the head up. Okay, we are going to go down onto the floor, onto your back. We're going to be doing an alternate leg raise. And just like you had those hollow arms, you are now going to have hollow legs. Oh, I just realized I never took my socks off. We do practice barefoot. You can tell it's not quite summer yet because I'm still not barefoot all the time. So on your back, if you tend to have problems with your back, you can always put your hands under your hips. And I kind of like to start from the secure place of being up. And so put one leg down. You're going to feel that. I have a bolster over there. Okay. It's going to be exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So begin, please. Inhale, exhale. So now pretend it's the legs that are hollow and you're painting the sphere from the tips of your toes, sweeping up along that sphere. Sweep, inhale, nice long reach through your leg. This can, again, be as fast or as slow as you need it to be, but full breath. Use the navel point, anchor in. Keep the core of your body steady as you do this. Om Shri Shri Namaha. Eyes are closed, third eye gaze. Namaha. Om Shri Shri Namaha. Om Shri Shri Namaha. Just a little bit more. Keep up. Reach through the toes. We're still charging up that sphere. Reach out through the toes. Move the prana. Move the breath. Ten more seconds. Now hold both legs up. Take a deep breath in. Suspend the breath. Steady your gaze. Exhale, take your legs down slow. Now, what I'd like you to do is just relax completely on the floor and take your fingers, again, like 2 inches below that belly button, and kind of start to explore. Press your fingers in. You're allowed to kind of dig down through any adipose tissue, which is the nice way of saying fat, but you can kind of wiggle down into it and find there's a pulsation. You're going to feel a pulse. Again, yoga of awareness. Let's become aware of this like vital place that we normally don't pay attention to. Feel into that space, find that navel pulse. And then just relax with both hands at your sides. And keep about 30% of your attention on that navel pulse. And let the other 70% of your attention take in the whole body right now and how it's feeling. Resting in the, beautiful space of this pranic field that we're creating. All right, you're going to hug your knees to your chest and you're going to rock and roll a few times and roll all the way up. You're going to take this is my right thumb, so your right thumb against your right nostril, and we're simply going to put left hand in Gyan Mudra, left nostril breath. Now let's feel as if we're securing the axis of this beautiful energetic sphere we live in. Let the breath go down the left side of the spine all the way to the base of the spine and back up. So see if you can bring awareness to the left side. Now drop that right hand down. Let both nostrils breathe. Just be still. Now left thumb to left nostril, right nostril breath. Again, let your attention go down the right side of the spine and back up. Bringing balance. Like a gyroscope, we want our sphere to not get too wobbly. So this is why we're going to work now. We're working on the center, that axis. Bringing some balance. And drop the hands down. Sit quiet. Yoga of awareness. What's going on in there? What are you feeling? Just for the next minute, 30 seconds, be at home in that auric sphere. Just sit in it proudly. It's like it's kind of like after you wash your car, get the dashboard all wiped down and the seats cleaned up, and you get back in the car and it's fresh, it feels good. Be in the freshness of your vehicle right now. a nice deep breath in. Exhale completely. Now interlace your fingers, deep breaths, just stretch up. Let's take a big stretch, pull to the sky, suspend the breath, squeeze the root lock, reach, 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 reach. Steady that gaze. And a little cannon breath out. Just give yourself a little shake. Release any excess tension, because now we are going to get into that Kriya for releasing inner anger. So in my experience, when Yogi Bhajan gives something that seems so weird to do, you usually feel pretty amazing afterwards. So I encourage you to have a beginner's mind, a little playfulness to this in a sense, because there are going to be a few things probably today where you're like, wow, why am I doing this? But we're doing it to get out of our comfort zone. We've become comfortable carrying around a lot of excess emotion. And we can spend a lot of energy keeping those emotions under control. Yeah. So subconsciously, we're keeping it down there. Well, the subconscious doesn't really like to keep it all tucked away. It's always kind of, there's opportunities, something pokes you and poof, out it comes. What's that triggers you or that causes that anger to come out of you, or like I said, even maybe that cold resentment or some other version of anger. So let the discomfort serve you as like a pathway out. If the floodwaters were rising, you might dig a ditch to divert them away from your home. So with the practices, we're going to create a pathway out. And just have fun with this, okay? So the first thing you're going to do is lay on your back. And you are going to snore for 1 minute. Whatever that means to you. So begin, please. 1 minute. Whatever snoring means. You're stretched out on the floor on your back. So let's get some snoring going. And 10 more seconds. All right, bring your legs all the way up. Again, if you tend to have troubles with your low back, bring your hands or fists even underneath. Legs are going to be 2 inches off the ground. The head is down. And just hold this position. Breathe. Now you're just going to hold those legs up 2 inches off the floor. Hold, anchor in with the navel point. Eyes can be closed. You can use Satnam to help carry you through. We're holding them here for 2 minutes. Now, if you really need to set them down, bounce them back up. We grow into these things sometimes. So never feel frustrated, or if you get to that honest to God can't moment. And for some people, engaging these lower abdominals to hold the legs is really challenging. Keep your breath calm. Keep that inner gaze focused on the meditative space. Bring some awareness and attention to that navel point. Anchor yourself. Hold yourself steady. Less than a minute. And then we are going to keep those legs up. And we're going to stick out the tongue. And we're going to be doing an open mouth, tongue out, breath of fire for the last minute and a half. Keep anchored. All right, stick out that tongue, breath of fire. Navel point. If you feel a bitter taste coming up, this is good. Old resentment often tastes bitter. Almost there. Stay strong. Stay focused. Keep that tongue stretched out. Keep that navel pumping. Strong breath. Last 15 seconds. Nice deep breath in. Suspend a moment. Heels are 2 inches off the ground. Relax down. All right, next up. The legs are going to come up to 90 degrees, and we are going to be beating the ground. You can do single arms, you can do double arms, but we are going to work the hands nice and strong. Beat the ground hard. This is your chance to have a temper tantrum. The way you would never behave or would never want to see your kids behave in public. I want you to do it right now. Think of the thing that really makes you crazy or has in the past. Maybe something from when you were a kid and wanted to go, beat the pillow, as it were. So take a nice deep breath in. The legs just stay up at 90 degrees. We're going to beat that ground hard for 2 minutes. Go. Don't be hesitant. Get it out. Beat the ground. Beat it. Oh, keep going. Come on. Home stretch, a little more. Come on. Energize those arms. Use that navel point. Anchor yourself, but get it out. Go. Beat the ground. Beat it harder. Harder. Go. Come on. You got this. You got this. A little bit more. Finish strong. Keep going. Last 10 seconds. Go for it. Beat that ground. All right. Relax. Woo. Hold the arms up a moment. Hug the knees in. You've got your knees hugged in nice and tight. Stick out that tongue. Breath of fire. Come on, use that navel. Let it move the whole body. Every exhale, that navel point comes in nice and strong. More seconds. Keep that tongue reaching out. Last 5 seconds. Take a nice deep breath in. Suspend. Exhale. All right. Roll yourself up. Rock and roll. We are going to come into what's called celibate pose. And the way you do it is your heels are wide and your bum goes down in between. Now, I'm close to that, but I also have crabby knees, and I do not, I've been biking and running more, and I don't want to exacerbate the crabbiness in my knees. So I'm going to use a cushion back here to land upon. Arms are going to hug. You're going to really squeeze the chest. You're going to inhale, exhale, bring your forehead to the floor. If you couldn't hear me, bring your forehead to the floor. We're doing 30 in a minute. So about, second down, second up, about 2 seconds a cycle. And then the last 30 seconds, we're going to do them as quickly as we comfortably can. Okay. So take a nice deep breath in. Here we go. Hug the body tight, forehead to the floor. Squeeze the body tight. Hold yourself securely. Squeeze yourself, be secure. And about 30 more seconds. Squeeze the chest tightly. Sustainer. Listen to these names of God. Enlightener, sustainer. Giver. Infinite. Destroyer. Creator. All right, fast as you can now. Go. Inhale, exhale. Just 30 seconds, fast as you can, go. 15 more seconds. Don't hit your forehead too hard. And inhale up. Suspend. Okay. This next part you're gonna like. Come down. Both legs out in front of you. And you're gonna start hitting the body all over. Hit yourself all over. Your kidneys, your backs, your ribs, your arms, shoulders. You can do face, you can do head. Come on, every part of the legs, feet. 2 minutes. Give yourself a massage. Bring the blood to the surface. Bring the heat up. Let it dispel. Let's go. Make noise. About the chest, shoulders. Oh, pats on the back. Don't forget those. Ribs, waist, hips, tush, backs and legs, calves. Going. Make yourself tingle. Cup those hands. Neck. Just don't slap right over your ears or do it very gently. Temples, eyebrows, cheekbones, chins and jaws, lymph nodes, heart. Come on, have fun with it. Last little bit. All right. Just notice how good you feel right now. Yeah? A little tingly? This is good. All right. Here's the part where you're going to have to use your voice a little bit. So you could really use any mantra for this next piece, but when Yogi Bhajan taught this, he taught it with Guru, Guru, Wahe Guru, Guru Ram Das Guru. So just a reminder, when we say Guru, we don't say Guru, you know, we don't pucker and use the sides here on the R. We flick the tongue right behind the teeth. Guru. You should feel the tongue tap that upper palate. Guru, dark to light, that which brings us from dark to light. It's one more way of saying like that big old God, generating, organizing, destroying, that energy that drives all creation, Guru, you know, and it's circulating through us as well. So when Waheguru is like, wow, God, Guru Ram Das, we are servants of God, Ram Das. So I have a nice version. I've got like 4 versions of this mantra, and we'll do the fun version first, because for 3 minutes, you are going to make yourself into kind of like a tabletop, nice stiff legs. You're going to let the arms, now you see how I was kind of rounded when I first came down into this? So let me tuck this so you can see a little better. Flatten the back, natural curve in that lower back. Arms are going to hang down. Legs are straight, but do not lock your knees up. We don't want your weight into your knee joint. So just that slightest of bends in the knees, neck level. And we're going to be doing this Guru, Guru, Wahe Guru, Guru Ramdas Guru. Okay. Guru, Guru, Wahe Guru, Guru, Ramdas Guru, 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 Wahe Guru, Guru, Ramdas Guru, 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 Wahe Guru, Guru, Ramdas Guru. Guru, Guru, Wahe Guru, Guru Ramdas Guru. Now, if you have any kind of condition with your lower back where this becomes too stressful, I'm going to recommend you just bring the crown of your head to a wall. Okay, so just give yourself sort of the little prop of having your head against the wall, but let the arms dangle. Guru, Guru, Wahe Guru, Guru Ramdas Guru, 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 Wahe Guru, Guru Ramdas Guru. Guru, Guru, Wahe Guru, Guru Ramdas Guru, 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 Wahe Guru, Guru Ramdas Guru, Guru, Guru. You're more than halfway done. Last minute. Ramdas Guru, 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 Wahe Guru, Guru Ramdas Guru. Ooh, I caught myself sinking. Those arms dangle. Guru, Guru, Wahe Guru, Guru Ramdas Guru, 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 Wahe Guru, Guru Ramdas Guru, 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 Wahe Guru, Guru Ramdas Guru. Last 15 seconds. Guru, Guru, Wahe Guru, Guru Ramdas Guru. Bring your hands to your legs, soften those knees. Now let's come down to the floor. We're going to go into a cobra pose. We're going to continue to sing for 1 minute. So you can do a sphinx pose on your elbows. Okay. You can be on elbows. You can be up, but reach your toes back, tighten the fronts of your thighs. Gaze is straight ahead. Deep breath in. Have this nice timing with the music. We got the bridge to bring us along. All right. Let's come back to our mantra. Guru, Guru, Wahe Guru, Guru Ramdas Guru, 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 Wahe Guru, Guru Ramdas Guru, 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 Wahe Guru, Guru Ramdas Guru, 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 Wahe Guru, Guru Ramdas Guru. Now maintain your cobra, keep singing, and circle the head. Wahe Guru, Guru Ramdas Guru, 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 Wahe Guru, Guru Ramdas Guru,
Guru Guru, Waheguru.
Other way.
Guru Ramdas Guru. Guru Guru, Waheguru. Guru Ramdas Guru. Guru Guru, Waheguru.
Now bring your head up, keep your cobra or your sphinx pose, and start beating the feet. Beat the feet against the floor. Hit those feet down nice and strong. It's our last little bit for this Kriya. It's like last chance for that temper tantrum. Beat the feet. Beat the feet. Nice and strong. Go, last little bit. Yeah, it's all right. Come up to all fours. Give yourself a little cat stretch. And we're going to come to easy pose or rock pose. We're going to do 1.5 minutes of Sat Kriya. So Sat Kriya is one of the big three, if you will, to really change the inner condition. So we're only doing 1.5 minutes, which is a really nice sample of it if you're new to Sat Kriya. So I'm going to do it in easy pose. Rock pose is sitting on your heels like that. I'm going to do it in easy pose. The main thing is when we go Sat, it's spelled S-A-T, but we say like S-U-T, like Sat. It's up and in. Sat. As if, and you're contracting that root lock, as if you're giving a big geyser from that lower triangle. Sat. Nam. Sat. Nam. The hands are interlaced. Ladies go left thumb over right. Men go right thumb over left. Fingers pressed together. You're going to now really straighten out and then bring it up. So it's as tight as you can to the ears. Fingertip extended as far up as it'll go. Lengthen the spine. Close the eyes. Inhale, Sat. Exhale, Nam. Here we go. Sat. Nam. 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 Third eye gaze. Nam. Sat. 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 Big inhale. Stretch. Be still. Focus the gaze. Squeeze the root lock. Exhale. Sweep the arms. Take your time. Relax down onto your back. Beautiful. Be very still. Palms up. Let the feet relax outward. I'm gonna play a song called Mother's Wingspan. I don't know if you've seen it making the rounds on social media of the killdeer, the bird with her wings over her eggs as the huge tractor, this giant tire goes by. And then along comes the plow, the equipment, the blades, and the farmer lifts them up over. But she just, Mama Bird just arches her wings over those eggs and she refuses to budge. So we worked on clearing and charging that auric sphere that we're in. So really feel yourself in the center of that space right now. We did some things to release from the body where discomforting emotions like resentment, fear, anger may have been hiding. So feel the shift, feel any differences, feel any lightness where maybe there was heaviness before. And we will relax under Mother's wingspan. You should be all the way on your back, with your palms up, your feet relaxed. Just let Mother Earth support you.
Shri Hari Om, Shri Hari Om, Shri Hari Om, Shri Hari Om.
All right, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Circle your wrists and ankles. Pick up your feet. Just circle your wrists and ankles. Circle them the other way. Rub your palms and soles of your feet together. Now, right knee to the chest. Reach out. Take it across the body. Cat stretch. Other side. Hug the knee in. With a light sun, shine upon you. And rock and roll. Surround you. And the pure light within. Just enjoy the long time sun song. With a long time sun, shine upon you. And all surround you. And the pure light within. Guide your way out. See if you can sing it. With a long time sun, shine upon you. And all surround you. And the pure light within. Guide your way out. Guide your way out. Guide your way out. 3 long satnams. Deep breath. Satnam, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Those of you that joined live, I hope my testing group here takes advantage of this replay, because holy cow, it took a lot to get this done. And I did ultimately just revert back to using the MacBook Pro today. So, but some good solutions coming down the turnpike. Thank you so much for joining me, and we will see you next week. Satnam, everybody.